Hi, I'm Nicola Cairncross.
Hi, hello, hey, hi.
I'm going to talk to you about success. Yes.
Hi, it's Nicola here, and I just wanted to say welcome back to the balcony. I'm back in Greece, as you know, and I understand that you guys are suffering a heat wave in the UK, which is quite ironic, as today, although you can see it's quite bright and sunny, it's not quite hot enough to go down the beach, which is what I had planned. So it's a bit of a turn up for the books that Greece is not so warm and the UK is sweltering. So I really hope you're enjoying it and getting out and having lots of picnics and getting to the beach where you can. I know my kids are. I've been working quite hard this week. I've had a flurry of new clients in. One of whom is a rather large Facebook ads client, and this one's a pretty big one actually. It's a big launch in the personal development space, and they've got lots and lots of affiliates mailing for them the week after next. So we're going to cookie the various pages, and we're going to make sure that we remarket to the various visitors of the pages who don't take the next action, just so that the affiliates can get their real money's worth, and my client can make sure they make as many sales as they possibly can. We're also going to use the page URLs to create custom audiences and spin-off lookalike audiences. And then when the launch is over, we're going to be creating an evergreen funnel for this particular product. In fact, there's 5 or 6 products in a suite of products. So I'm looking forward to setting up one of my special 4-layer Facebook ads campaigns that's largely evergreen. You just have to keep changing what happens at the front end, but then the rest of it runs after that. I've got a few consultancy days lined up for when I return on the 6th of June. So if you know, there's a few days still spare either side of my trip to Brisbane. So if you'd like me to come and work on your marketing for a day with you, then don't hesitate to get in touch. Just email nicola@nicolacairncross.com. So in between working on client stuff, I've been working on my own marketing funnel, and I've been rereading and perusing the Ask book by Ryan Levesque. Now, I interviewed Ryan a while ago, and we will put a link to the URL in the show notes below so that you can actually go and listen to the interview. He's a really cool guy. He's one of the only people I interviewed who promoted his own interview rather well, so I was really thrilled with that. Thanks very much, Ryan. And I've been watching videos that he recorded when he appeared live at James Schramko's Superfast Business Live event just recently, and he did 2 presentations, one on each day, and they were both absolutely fantastic. So it prompted me to dig out my Ask book and to start working on my own funnel again. Now, what's it all about, you might say? The search for the ideal customer avatar goes on. At the moment, I'm really doing attraction marketing and clients come to me, but I'd really quite like to pin down who my ideal client is for both mentoring and the consultancy business, and it'd be really cool if I could do that. So first step, if you've got your own mailing list, is to survey your list. Now, I have been doing this over the years on and off, but I've always been doing it with a view to trying to fill up my membership site, which is really new people starting out in internet marketing, whereas the consultancy and the Facebook ads clients tend to be more established businesses. So I'm trying to find out who those are and who I can be more proactive about going out to talk to. So if you don't have a mailing list, you can still use Ryan's Ask method, because you can actually run cold traffic to a survey, and in fact I was doing that through October, November and December, and you can actually send people straight to a survey, and the ethical bribe, if you like, is that they get something of yours for free. So people will fill in information about themselves if the ethical bribe is appealing enough. And you can very quickly build up a database like that and a mailing list. And in fact, if you get this running when you start your business, you can then quickly get to work on a product, an offer that converts on the back end. And if you've got a constant flow of people coming through your survey, you can very quickly test to find out which offer does convert. So I highly recommend you go and get your hand on a copy of the Ask Method book by Levesque. It's actually got one of the best templates for writing a 12 email sequence I've ever seen, and it shows you, what should be an email 1 to 3, what should be an email 3 to 6, what should be an email 6 to 8, and what should be in emails 9 to 12. It's absolutely brilliant to appeal to all different kinds of buyers. So my first step is to get my existing mailing list to go through my survey, the ones who are interested enough to open emails, that is, and then that will also help me to clean out my list, something you should do on a regular basis so you don't get charged for the people who are not opening and not paying any attention to your emails. Of course, I don't just rely on email marketing anymore. I've got the Vzine and I've got the podcast, both podcasts actually. I always forget about my little one that's running away in the background. And the other thing, of course, is I've got my app. Now I'm able to send push notifications to people who've subscribed on the site via Pushcrew, and I'm also able to send push notifications to my app. Now it's very important not to overdo this. I only send 1 or 2 push notifications a week just to let people know about new content they might be interested in. And in fact my app's having an upgrade soon, which I'm really looking forward to, which will be enable, when people open the app or they look at the app on their desktop, it will have a little number on it to say how many new bits of content they've got to enjoy there. So I'm really looking forward to that upgrade. It's going to be really cool. So if you're not doing the best you can with email marketing in your business, then do feel free to come and book in to talk to me. And if you're doing quite well with email marketing, but you're a bit concerned about the whole millennial generation who don't open emails, and you'd like to find out about having an app for yourself, again, do come and talk to me. It's often a lot less expensive than you think to get an app made for you. Mine was surprisingly affordable. And finally, on the blog this week, and the podcast of course, on episode 133, we get really stuck into the topic of book marketing and how you can market your book, especially if you're writing creative fiction, which is something I'm getting more interested in nowadays, because Judith particularly has a lot of creative clients. So we did arts marketing and pottery marketing and jewellery marketing the other week, and now we're getting stuck into book marketing this week. That's on episode 133. And on episode 132, we talk again about trying to identify your ideal customer avatar, because that has been much on my mind recently. And on Vzine last week, of course, we covered the 5 most important numbers you need to know in your business. Always astonished when I go for one of these consultancy days, how tenuous a grasp the business owner has on their business numbers. They've often got a really good grasp of most of their business, but they don't have a see-at-a-glance grip on their key performance indicators, their KPIs. So yeah, that's what we cover in Vzine number 17. So do go and check that out. Well, I'm going to go get ready now because I'm going off down the taverna tonight, and I hope you have a fantastic time and really enjoy your bank holiday weekend sweltering in the sunshine in England.